old funk. Yeah. Let's hear it for Doug Jones. Yeah. Woo! Hold those signs up. Let's show him that Calhoun County is behind Doug and Louise Jones. Man, look at that. We are happy. And you know what? When we learned about this last night, these people didn't even know you were coming. And neither did we. So we said it's a lot better than the Pony Express. Man, we got it down. And all of you, we asked you to share. And you did. I mean, it's wonderful. So let's do a big hooray. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Doug. Yes, Doug. Yes.
Use the last word. Watched TV last night.
Let me tell you, he was on Lawrence O'Donnell, was it? Let me tell you, when we turn the TV on and we see our own Doug Jones on Rachel Maddow, and we see him on the programs last night, doesn't it make you proud? I mean, it pleases us to know that we've got a very reputable, very sought-after senator who knows what he's doing. So, Louise, we're so glad to have you here. How many of you have heard Louise's commercial? Yes. That's a great. Let's give a hand to Louise for that great commercial. Yes. Doug, all of those commercials you've been doing are great. And we know they cost probably about $30 a second. Would 30,000 be more like it?
30 every, yeah.
Oh, those things are horribly expensive, but how they do get the word out. And in this day and time, TV is the best way to do it, isn't it? We just can't seem to, we've had to adapt to a strange situation, but we're doing it, aren't we? So I'm going to let you hear from Doug in just a second, but I wanted my vice chair. I'm Sheila Gilbert, and I'm so privileged to be the chairman of the Calhoun County Democrats. Let's have a hand for the Calhoun County Democrats. You are fantastic people, and so proud of you. And I wanted my vice chair, Mr. Vernon Presley, I wanted him to offer just a quick word here, and then I'll introduce Doug and Louise, and then we can go on about our business. Mr. Vernon Presley.
Thank you, Sheila. I just want to say good morning to everybody. Just want to welcome Senator Doug Jones and his wife, Ms. Jones, to our community again today. And Sheila said that she listened to Doug on several television spots, but I listened to him also on Joe Madison on Sirius XM. And he has a great following there. I just really want to thank you for coming this morning. Sheila has really given the welcome. I'm just so grateful to be here and to know that Doug Jones is a person who I have followed for many, many years, since his days with Howell Heflin. And I'm just so grateful to be amongst us who are Democrats here, who are pulling for him and for pulling for Joe Biden to be our next president, and to pull for those Democrats who are looking out for the poor and those who are people who may not fall in the middle class, but those individuals who are silent, who may not have the voice to articulate what they would really like to say, but they are individuals who need to be represented. And I'm just so happy to be here today to be able to support Doug Jones. And as I have many influence with pastoral friends of mine throughout the state of Alabama, I often talk to them and they talk to their parishioners about we are going to support Doug Jones and Joe Biden to be our representatives in Washington, D.C. And brothers and sisters, I want to let you all know there is a lot of support among people who are voting for Doug Jones. And not just black folks, but white folks are doing it too. And I'm so happy that you're here, and we're doing everything that we can. Every week I'm on the phone. Every day I'm pretty much talking to a pastor friend of mine that we are supporting and pushing. They are pushing their congregations like I'm pushing ours to support this man to represent us in Washington. May God bless you, and I thank you so much for giving me this time, Sheila.
Happy to have Vernon here and lots of our executive committee members. So thank you all for coming. I see you, Anthony Chapman, and a lot of you others. So I'm so glad you're here. I don't know if you remember December the 12th, 2017. Y'all remember this? Look at this sign, December the 12th. What did we do that day? We made history. Doug Jones made history that day. Louise made history that day. And so we're going to do it again on November the 3rd, aren't we? Tell you, some of the things just real quickly before we hear from Doug, but he has relentlessly fought for Alabamians since he's been in the Senate. You don't walk up there as a novice and try to make something happen for your county and your state. You got to have some spin control, some access, and some muscle, and intelligence, for goodness sake, helps. He's done a good job with that. Doug has, listen to this, he sponsored 21 bipartisan bills. Now that's not easy to do considering the makeup of the U.S. Senate. But he did that, and he did it beautifully. A lot of it, much of it, helped Alabama. He's not just going to win the seat and go up there and sit in that pretty seat and take advantage of all the wonderful things and perks that they have. He actually does something for the state of Alabama. Clap for that. This effort alone, it takes brains, it takes courage, and it takes savvy, political savvy. And if you send a novice there, they start at the bottom. They have to work their way up. And Doug is going to be in a position to maybe get a committee chair. My goodness, when that happens, when you're the chair of a committee, that even expands your contact and your clout to bring it back home to the people who need it the most. The legislative body of the U.S. Senate is vastly powerful, folks. 100 people represent us in the Senate. And Doug is one of those. When we've been waving signs down at the exchange, many people pull off the exchange and they come up and they stop us and they say, and many have left donations because they remembered the Roy Moore and the Doug Jones fights. So what we do is we just keep on working. We ignore those people that try to interrupt us, and we know that we get back to what we're supposed to be doing. So we don't need a newbie in the U.S. Senate. We need somebody with experience. We need somebody that will bring things back to the state and actually help us out. Within a 1-mile radius right here where we are, there are homeless people. There are those who need immense amounts of help. And so Alabama has not been on the radar of a lot of the national candidates, but we're going to have to change that. We put Doug there, and it's going to start changing. So all of us, how many of you have already voted? How many have already voted? Oh, yes, give yourselves a hand. Wonderful. How many of you are going to vote November 3rd? Good. Take somebody with you. It's my job as the county chair, election night, to look at the results that come in, and it just grieves me when I see that the Republicans outnumber our votes. Folks, we've got the votes if people would just go to the polls. So don't you let anybody, I was up at Burger King earlier today, and I approached 2 or 3 people, and I said, please come down here today. You got to do that. You just got to be brave and bold. So anyway, I'm not going to talk anymore, but I'm going to tell you thank you again and again. And Doug, thank you so much for coming over here, and I wish I could hug you real hard. But consider yourself appreciated, hug, and love. Let's say, we love Doug. Yes!
All right. Thank you, Sheila. Thanks, everybody, for coming out on short notice. I really appreciate it. Let me tell you something, guys. Here's just the bottom line. We're going to win. We're going to win this. I'm telling you. We're going to send Tommy Tuberville back to Florida where he really lives. All right? That's what we're going to do. Look, it's a home stretch. And I would appreciate everybody, as Sheila said, talk to your friends. We've got to get a good turnout. We're going to have a record turnout in Alabama this year. We're going to have a record turnout across the country. But we've known that going in. We know how better things can get. But I'm going to tell you something, folks. You know, one of the great disappointments in this campaign is Alabama is not really getting choices between substance and substance. They're getting a choice between substance and leadership and nothing. Nothing. We have not heard anything from Tommy Tuberville about what he really wants to do. Listen, all his ads are just attacks about me. And by the way, most of those damn things are lies. Y'all know that, right? I mean, it's a sad state of affairs when the Alabama Republican Party can do nothing. They can't run on a record. They can't run on substance and issues. They've got to run on lies. They don't want to talk about my record because they know my record is for one Alabama and the people of this state. So they run on lies. The other thing, if you ever hear something that Tommy Tuberville says, it is just simply this. Build a wall, no amnesty, drain the swamp. That ain't him. That's Donald Trump. He has nothing. He cannot think for himself. He doesn't think for himself. So don't believe the lies. Don't believe anything. And when you talk to your friends and neighbors, some of them are going to vote for Donald Trump. Some of them are going to vote for other Republicans on this ballot. And we can't all convince them to just vote straight Democratic. And you don't need to. But you just need to talk to them about the lies. And talk to them about, as Sheila said, the 21 bills that we've gotten passed for the people of Alabama. They need to know about all that we have done for the veterans. This is a big area for veterans in Alabama. And I'm telling you, I've got a record on veterans and helping veterans. I don't just create charities and send only pennies on the dollar. I do things for the veterans of this state and this country. We've been able to do so much thanks to you because we've listened. You know, Democrats for a long time, folks, we just didn't listen to people. We got out there and we tried to be Republican light. We didn't do and we lost our way a little bit. But Democrats in Alabama are listening. We're paying attention. We're going back to our roots. And people in this state forget the number of things, how Democrats made this state the great state that it is. It was a Democrat in John Spartan who built Redstone Arsenal. It was a Democrat, Lister Hill, who built the rural hospitals around here that Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell and Tommy Tuberville are trying to destroy. It was Howell Heflin who built up agriculture in this state. Those are the Democrats. It was Franklin Roosevelt that put electricity in this state. We're going to do the same thing for broadband, is what we're going to do. People forget those things. They forget those things because we've let other people define us with lies. And you've heard them all. You've heard them all, and we've got to stand up and speak out and make those changes. But we're going to be getting around this week. We started to do this here today. We're going to hit some places in Birmingham and Jefferson County tomorrow. We're going to head down to the Black Belt on Sunday in Mobile and finish up in Birmingham Monday afternoon and on Tuesday on Election Day. But the goal is to get everybody out. That's the thing. If we want to continue to make sure Alabama moves forward and not backwards, to continue to have somebody, and if I do say so myself, somebody that's just not going to damn embarrass you. Okay? We've had too much of that in Alabama, and I bet you it won't be a year that Tommy Tuberville would be an embarrassment to this state because he doesn't know the issues, he doesn't know what to do, and he's dang sure not going to know what to do when Donald Trump's not president of the United States. We can make this state move forward, continue to move forward. That's what we've got to do. We've got to put substance over lies. We've got to put substance and leadership over just someone who wants to parrot what somebody else says. I think if you look back, I'm really proud of our record. I'm really proud of the record, not only of what we've been able to accomplish, but the stands that we've taken. The stands that we've taken for Alabama, for everyone from one end of this state to the other. And I hear it all the time. Folks will say, well, you didn't vote this way, you didn't vote that way. Let me tell you guys, I've taken over 900 votes in the United States Senate. And it's real easy to pick out a few that people don't like. But there's a lot of things in our lives we can always pick out that people might like about what we did. But I don't think anybody ever, even the Republicans who criticize me, they don't want to be judged on just a few things they've done in their life. They want to be judged on a record. And our record is for one Alabama. It is for you. Because you are the people that every day when I walk into my office in the United States Senate, I am thinking about you. I'm thinking about the people that helped me get there. I'm thinking about those young'uns over there that is going to be the future of the state of Alabama. That's what we're doing. That's what we're here for. So folks, I need your help. I will tell you, we are excited. We have been watching this. Don't listen to these polling folks that come in and they don't know Alabama and they don't know what they're doing. We're tracking this race, and I can tell you, everything has been moving in our direction the last 2 months. And we are proud of what we're doing. We're proud of what you're doing. Sheila sends me all of the signs when out there at the intersections, honking horns. That's the energy we've got out there. That's what you can't poll. That's what you can't poll, the enthusiasm and the energy of folks like you. So thank you. Louise and I love you guys. We really appreciate everything you're doing. Let's keep it up and let's win again. Just remember this. Sheila mentioned it. I want you as the next 4 days that every time you see a negative ad, every time you see a lie, every time you hear somebody say, well, Doug didn't do this, he didn't do that, just keep working a little harder. And I want you to remember what it was like on December the 12th of 2017. Remember what they were doing and screaming and hollering on television. Remember the text messages and the phone calls you got from all over the country that said, we're proud of Alabama. We are proud of Alabama. We're going to make Alabama proud again, folks. We're going to do it again. Thank you all for coming out today. We love you. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you. Look.